Stay tuned at the end, guys, for some before and after pics.
G'day guys, welcome to Get Fit for Success. Results! That's right. This is the end of the 90-day challenge, and I'm sure you're all wondering how my results were. Awesome. So here we are. We're going to go and check them all out. So just to quickly run through what we did at the start. So prior to me commencing workouts, there was about a 3-week period where I started to research keto diets and started to focus on the keto type of foods to eat. So I started getting my body into that. During that period of time where they mentioned where you can get a keto flu or keto downer or whatever it is, what I did then is I upped my pink salts, and that seemed to work awesomely for me. I also, at the start, got into, so I had that powdered drink that you drink that provides a bit of electrolytes and that. So I had that as a workout drink. Later on during the diet, probably about halfway into the actual workout and the actual 90-day progress, I totally deleted that powdered drink and was just drinking half a lemon squeezed into a big glass of water, and that was my intake for the workout progress. So that's been awesome. That's been really fantastic. It's made a big difference. The biggest take to all this is always listen to your body. So if you've got something, you set yourself off. So I've set myself off to have 2 meals per day. One will be about 11, 12, and then I'll have a meal about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And from there on, I won't have anything to eat all the way through, even past my workout, and to that point. Reason why is I've taken up the intermittent fasting, which right now, after the 90-day period, has all worked out and come in correctly. But it didn't always start that way. So right at the very start, what I did was just eat when I was hungry. Okay, so eat when you're hungry. What did I eat? So I had my 2 major meals that I was going to eat. The first one is the Rags to Riches blog smoothie. So that's an awesome drink to have straight out of the bat after you've done everything, and you're going to refill your body up with plenty of nutrient. That's a great one to start off with. And your evening meal can consist of 2 cups of veggie leaf and a type of protein. I started with my protein relatively high, so around 250 grams for my size. From that point, I reduced it down throughout the working exercise, probably to about halfway, where I was bringing it down to about 160 to 200 grams of protein. And then from the halfway mark up to the end mark of that 90-day progress, I just kept it at around 200 grams of protein. That served me pretty well. Through the results, I was looking at and gauging whether I needed a bit more proteins or a bit less, or however it went. I didn't choose a full keto diet, but I chose parts of a full keto diet. I also included a paleo diet to go with it. Generally stuck to the 2 cups of veggie, and then in between that I would mix it to, say, 1 cup of broccoli or broccolini, which is much nicer, and 1 cup of leaf veggie. And then I would swap it with some snow peas, so I would bring that in there, plus your cup of leaf veggie. All of my leaf veggie was homegrown. Also, when that was running out, I also used some dandelions, which I found in the garden. Dandelions are an awesome sauce. I really recommend it. All you have to do is do a bit of washing on them, because they're right close to the ground, so they'll get a fair bit of sand onto them. But if you chop around it and you grab those big leaves, they are absolutely amazing. packed full of nutrient. They've got an actual sweet taste to them. So all you have to do is you boil them up, you cut them up, wash them up, boil them, stick some olive oil over the top, sprinkle some pink salt over it, and they're absolutely amazing. So the types of proteins I had range from pork, beef, lamb, fish, other types of seafood, eggs, bacon, of course, and that would be about it. I went through a stage where I went on to some keto bread. So that was out of coconut and all that. I didn't find it too exciting, and I had to switch out of it. Generally because I think it was just a thing of the bread kind of inbuilt inside your body, so you got to like flush it out kind of thing. And so I eventually got rid of it, but that was only a couple of weeks of test trials to see how I went. And we can check that out on the results. When you get hungry in between those meals, I was having cups of coffee with some cream. So instead of milk, get rid of the milk. No need for milk. Get rid of that. Cup of coffee with some thickened cream, like the whipping cream. Add that into it. Just like you would for a normal coffee and milk kind of thing. And they would be my intermittent drinks that I would have. Other times that I wasn't drinking that, so I'd have like say 2 cups of coffee. Say for example, I'd have a cup of coffee at say 9-10 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd push it through to about 11-12 o'clock where I'd have my smoothie, and then at about 3-4 o'clock, something like that, I'd have my second cup of coffee, and then I'd have my meal after at about 6 o'clock. And then, say from then, at that point in time when I was doing it, I would have my a handful of nuts or 2 handful of nuts, whatever I needed at that point in time if I was hungry. I can give you a guide as to which items of food I ate. I'm not going to reveal it. Unfortunately, a lot of sticky eyes want to find out what I ate and everything like that. You're welcome. I can give you the thing. It will be at a cost, but I've got to make up my money somehow, right? Anyways, so getting through that, change your diets every week. You can keep a staple of veggie leaf and some other type of veggie, and then go off the veggie completely. And you can have things like bone soup. You can have things like just the meat diet, just the meat one for one night or 2 nights in a week, just to break off the veggie portion of it as well. The veggies do provide a lot of simple carbs, so they'll help you for the next day to get pumped in, get motivated. At the very start, I was also having a tablespoon of coconut oil. Also, I was having a tablespoon of olive oil. There were times where I would make a salad. So have a look at my blog. You'll see a Rags to Riches blog salad. I was eating that as well. That salad would last me 2 days, and you'll see exactly what I put into that. It's absolutely amazing. When you can, add pink salt where you can, especially on your veggie. I was doing that a lot. It's a great way to intake your veggie mix. So pink salt over it, drizzle it with olive oil. Awesome. I mean, drizzle it, right? Like get a couple of tablespoons going kind of thing. Don't be stingy. We're going on keto, so we need lots of good oils pumped into our body to get that energy flow going. Right now, let's go and have a look at the result. All right, so 3 weeks prior to the exercise. Remember, as I said, I started 3 weeks prior to the exercise. This is where I hit maximum density. I'm like, I've got to get out of this spot. This is like just going over the top. Not going to happen anymore. Just got to sort myself out, get fit, start eating healthy, doing the right things, shed off all the shit. There are plenty of habits I had to break in order to do this. I actually meditated a lot of them out of me, which if you ever want help with that, I also do some coaching with that. I can help you out. All right, so we start off with I was at 100 kilos. My neck kind of relatively stays the same throughout the whole thing. I'm not fully 100% sure as to how that all works as far as neck's concerned. So really the main focus will be the waist and the hip. I think the neck might have something to do with the muscle density. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go. So the waist was 108 and my hips were 110 centimeters. And my body fat percentage was at 28% body fat. Obese. Exactly not where you want to be. So what I did during that 3-week period is I switched over and started eating keto. I also started to get myself ready for some exercise. So I'd grab a couple of dumbbells, do a few sets, just slowly, get the muscles going, get everything flowing, ready to commence some exercise, but nothing major. It's just a few minutes here, a few minutes there, just getting the blood flowing a little bit, getting your body moving from where I was. All right, so we have a look at the next slide, which is where it all began. Week 1, day 1, very first day, right before exercise. My body fat had already dropped to 26.7%. My weight had already dropped by 3.5 kilos, which is amazing, absolutely brilliant, just to get on that keto diet and getting your body used to just eating your 2 meals. At the start, never easy to eat your 2 meals, just your 2 meals. So remember, there's 2 main meals and then plenty of nuts and stuff to go with it as you progress. All right, we switch over to the next slide, which is day 8. So my body fat had dropped down to 25.5%. And my weight had dropped down to 92.1 kilos. So that was absolutely brilliant. Everything was going on track. Absolutely amazing. Really good. All right, when we get to week 3 now, we got our body fat has dropped down to 24.9%. Our weight has dropped down to 90.2 kilos. And as you can see throughout the slides, the reduction in waist and hips as we progress through that. Day number 22, 89.5 kilos now. You see my waist and hips slowly dropping down. The body fat percentage was at 24.2%. So everything was on track. We get to week 5, day 29. My weight's dropped to 88.8 kilograms. And body fat percentage has gone up a little bit. On the week 4 program, my exercise core workouts, and I do that to give my other parts of my body a bit of a rest for a week. All right, so let's push through and let's go to week number 6. So week number 6, this is kind of where it all plateaus out. From other results that I've had in the past, I feel that a week 5, week 6 kind of thing, your body sort of reached at that point where it's like, all right, you've excessively gotten rid of a lot of that crap that was inside your system. You're now ready to start getting into it and start progressing. So as you see, my weight didn't drop all that much. My body fat percentage did drop, so I was pretty good about that. My waist, hips also dropped. That was awesome. All right, so we go over to the next one. All right, so we're at 88.1 in kilos. The waist and hips reduced a little bit, so the hips reduced a little bit. The body fat percentage reduced a little bit. Now we're at 22.2, so we're at average now, which is really good. I was happy about that. All right, we go on to the next one, which is day 50. And from day 50, we're at 22.9% body fat. So we kind of increased a bit in that. So the week 8, my weight did drop. My hips dropped. So I'm not entirely sure how those results came about, but we were right on track. Our weight dropped, our waist stayed the same, our hips dropped, and so I don't know how they got to that, but that's those results. So let's head over to week 9. All right, so in week 9 we dropped back down to 22.2% in body fat. Our weight only dropped by half a kilo, and our waist dropped by 1 centimeter, our hips dropped by 1 centimeter. And that week, what we did was also another core week, and that's where we got those results. Now let's go to the next one. All right, next one, we're at day 64, and our body fat percentages dropped by 1%. Our weights dropped very minimal. Our waist has dropped quite a bit now, so we're losing a fair bit of fat from the gut area, and our hips kind of just dropped a little bit too. Head over to week 11. Week 11, we've dropped down to 20.5% in body fat. Our weights dropped by a kilo. Our waist has dropped by a centimeter, and our hips also dropped by a centimeter. So what we did during those weeks is we've started our weight program. So we're focusing a lot on just doing weights, and that seemed to be good. I didn't want to start at the very start by doing a whole heap of weights, as I mentioned in my videos. Reason being is we're getting our bodies into it, into the exercising, into working out, shedding off the fat, and then once we're strengthening our muscles, then we start applying a bit more resistance, as in weights and so forth. So next one, from here we were doing full on weight. So we dropped to 19.8% body fat. Our weight dropped by 1.2 kilos. Our waist dropped by 0.5 of a centimeter, and our hips dropped by 0.5 of a centimeter too. All right, so now comes into week 13, where our body fat's now at 19.1%. Aiming towards that fitness level, and our weights dropped to 83.1 kilos. Our waist is now dropped to 94.5, and our hips have dropped to 99.5 centimeters. Really enjoyed that week. That was quite good. Just burning out the weights, getting as much of that possible as we can. And this is the final one, where we ended up. Now, I took the results at day 91 because obviously day 90 was the last exercise, so day 91 would be the time where I will take my results. So I took them then. The weight had dropped to 82.9. The waist had dropped to 94 centimeters, hips to 99 centimeters, and body fat went down to 18.7%, which was absolutely amazing. So if we look, all right, so this is what you can expect for a 90-day progress. Where we started and where we got to.
Let's pop these results up on a chart and let's get a good look at them.
Have a look through my blog on the types of meals that I was cooking. They will give you some indication as to what I was eating. I put up my very best up there. Remember, there's a lot of times where I would repeat the meals. So, for example, if you have so much of whatever you buy, then you need to eat it for the next day, right? So it doesn't go off. So everything is based on quantities that you buy from the supermarket, so that there is little to minimal to no wastage, all right? And that's the important part. We want to keep everything sustainable. We want to keep everything waste-free, or as minimal waste as possible. You want to be growing your own vegetables. If you can at least grow your own leaf vegetables, that's the number one. If you struggle to have some space, set them up in pot plants. Put them in where you can in the sun. Get them to as much sun as possible. So have a look through my blog. You'll find a few ideas there where I've posted up different recipes, different pictures of what I ate by different meals. You'll get a general idea as to how to go about it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us during this 90-day challenge. It's been an absolute amazing journey. I've really loved it. Now what do we do after this 90-day challenge? We reset the goals. We make some new goals, because our new goals is now to drop that body weight down to like about 12%, get the fitness level up, get your mental attitude going up even more, increase your brain waves, increase your vibration, get set, get fit now for your business side of things. Now you can be a lot more focused. Now you can be a lot more switched on. I will keep you posted on what happens after my 90-day challenge, because I'm going to continue going. I advise you guys to continue going. This 90-day progress doesn't mean a lot unless you continue going, okay? You've done the work, you've done the effort, you've done your mental attitude to get here. Now we push on and we go to the next step. All right, the next step is to get that body fat dropped even further, because you don't need it. 18.7% is still huge. You want to bring it down to about 12%. 12% is great. Stay focused with all your workouts. Stay focused with your business, because that's the next step that we're going to get into. All right, guys, once again, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've totally loved it. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you again in the next video. Peace out.
It's interesting when you watch the before and after pics. You see how even my posture has changed during it. Whenever I saw these before, I was used to think, oh yeah, they're just putting it on sort of thing. But it really is. It's just the way you feel has all changed. It's just absolutely amazing, and I really love it, and really worthwhile for everybody to go through this journey.